the BRICS grouping, that is, the countries like Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has become a vital platform for emerging economies to voice common concerns. Its role has only expanded amid global trade disruptions and shifting geopolitical rivalries. Welcome to VAR India News Hour. For India, BRICS offers both opportunity and challenges. The chance to shape global debates while maintaining delicate ties with the West. The latest BRICS Virtual Summit, hosted on September 8th by Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, came at a critical juncture. Prime Minister Narendra Modi opted not to participate directly, instead nominating External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. The choice signaled caution as India prepares to assume the BRICS presidency. A key driver for the meeting was the US President Donald Trump's tariff measures. India has been hit with penalties over discounted Russian crude imports, while Brazil faces pressure on agriculture and manufacturing. These actions highlight Washington's influence over trade flows in the global south. The timing also followed Modi's interactions with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin at the SCO summit that drew unease in Washington. Trump's remarks about America losing India and Russia to China underscored this concern. President Lula, however, stressed unity, not confrontation. Brazil framed BRICS as a defense of multilateralism rather than an anti-US platform. India's choice of Jaishankar reflected its nuanced strategy, remaining committed to BRICS while steering clear of overt anti-Western posturing. This balancing act mirrors its broader foreign policy. Though no major breakthroughs were expected, the summit reinforced how tariffs and protectionism are shaping alignments. For India, the priority remains protecting economic interests while navigating an increasingly fragmented world order. Let's look into today's headlines. Ban on real money gaming likely to cost centre a loss of rupees 10,000 to 12,000 crore revenue. The central government is likely to lose between rupees 10,000 to rupees 12,000 crore in revenue annually due to the ban on real money gaming. While the revenue loss is inevitable because of the ban, the GST cut, which are going to be effective from September 22nd on online gaming, will hopefully offset some of the loss. From September 22nd, online money gaming will attract 40% GST as against 28% levy applicable at the moment. While esports and other online games are still allowed, the Indian government has banned all forms of online real money games. ARM gears for AI with new generation of mobile chip designs. ARM Holdings has launched its next generation set of chip designs called Lumex that can run on mobile devices such as smartphones and watches without accessing the internet. The new generation of ARM mobile designs come in 4 types, ranging from less powerful but more energy efficient ones designed for watches and other smart wearable devices to a version designed to maximize the computing horsepower available. The Lumix designs announced are part of the company's compute subsystems business. NVIDIA plans to unveil AI chips for video and software generation. NVIDIA is eyeing to launch a new artificial intelligence chip by the end of next year designed to handle complex functions such as creating videos and software. The chips, dubbed Rubin CPX, will be built on NVIDIA's next generation Rubin architecture, which is the successor to its latest Blackwell technology that marked the company's foray into providing large processing systems. NVIDIA is believed to invest $100 million in these new systems that could help generate $5 billion in token revenue. Cisco's new architecture to transform machine data into AI-ready intelligence. Cisco has announced the Cisco Data Fabric, a revolutionary new architecture that will empower organizations to harness the value of their machine data with AI. powered by the Splunk platform. The Cisco Data Fabric is designed to dramatically reduce the cost and complexity of handling machine data at scale and leveraging it for AI applications such as training custom AI models, powering agentic workflows, or correlating multiple streams of both machine and business data to extract insights and drive better decisions. NDA-backed CP Radhakrishnan is the 15th Vice President of India. Maharashtra Governor and the NDA candidate CP Radhakrishnan will succeed Jagdeep Dhankar as the next Vice President of India. The 68-year-old won the election, scooping up 452 first preference votes, leaving opposition candidate and retired Supreme Court Judge B. Sudarshan Reddy trailing with 300 first preference votes. While 754 votes were cast, 15 were found to be invalid. The voting figures also make it clear that there has been considerable cross-voting, with 15 MPs from the opposition expected to have voted for the NDA candidate. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VAR India magazine. You can download the VAR India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.